Trapped by her husband's girl best friend, she lay on the operating table fighting for her life, while he dined with that very friend. Just because she only poured half a glass of water for her actor husband's girl best friend. He scolded her for disrespect and gave the leading role she'd fought so hard for to the friend. Under the pretense of filming, the girl best friend slapped her wildly and pushed her down the stairs, causing her to hemorrhage on the spot. While she hovered between life and death on the operating table, he was having a romantic dinner with his girl best friend. When the doctor finally reached someone to sign the consent form, he exploded. "Emma Johnson, you're so melodramatic. A little blood and you're acting like you're dying. Which actor here hasn't been injured? Stop competing with Sophia Parker. You're embarrassing all women." She shed tears as she lost the baby, and with it, their marriage. A week later, while sorting divorce papers, Michael Anderson walked in. He acted casually, heading to the bathroom as he ordered, "I want your honey-glazed ribs." Honey-glazed ribs were the first dish they'd learned to cook together. When their relationship was good, he'd said that if they ever fought, they'd make up over these ribs. She remembered the last fight over Sophia. They'd stayed silent for 7 days. When she took the ribs to him, he'd stomped on them. "Do you know how bad your cooking is?" She knew he didn't really want the ribs, he just wanted an excuse to reconcile. But she no longer cared. When he came out and saw her unmoved, he was convinced she was sulking. He sneered and sat across from her, offering a half-hearted excuse. "I've been busy moving the crew to the next filming location. It was top secret, so I couldn't contact you. I rushed back as soon as it ended. No need to be mad, right?" The trending topic of Michael and Sophia holding hands at the beach had already topped the charts 2 days ago. Yet he used such a pathetic lie. Was she too gullible? Or did she truly mean nothing to him? Once, she would have brandished evidence and screamed at him for lying. But now she just coldly nodded. Michael's brows furrowed. After a pause, he pulled out a gift box. "Your birthday's coming. I picked this. There's only one in the country." Inside was a dull-looking necklace. She recognized it instantly as the one Sophia had worn at a recent event. "Plus, my birthday was last month," she said flatly. Michael froze. He seemed to recall that on her birthday last month, his girl best friend had pushed her head into the cake. Moments later, he composed himself and took out a bag. "You know I'm swamped. This is a new script I picked especially for you." Glancing at the cover, she remembered it was the script Sophia had rejected. Sophia had pointed at it and said, "This script is trash. Only washed-up actresses with no edge would choose it." Michael had nodded in agreement then, only to give it to her now. He cleared his throat, shaking the folder. "I know you're upset Sophia got the lead. Consider this my apology, don't overthink it. But when you got injured on set and the crew leaked it, netizens bashed Sophia. You know injuries happen in filming. You should apologize for causing her so much trouble." She almost laughed in anger. Should? After years in the industry, she'd never seen someone try to kill another on set. Too tired to argue, she nodded. Satisfied, Michael turned tender again. "By the way, Emma, how bad was your fall?" "You saw it," she replied calmly. He'd seen her hemorrhage, heard her cries for help, yet left with Sophia because she was afraid of blood. He hadn't seen her pale face or the bandages on her hands. If he'd cared at all, he'd know she was recovering from a miscarriage. Michael paused. Just then, Sophia's ringtone rang. He hurried to the balcony, calling back, "Emma, don't forget to apologize to Sophia online. I need to handle work." Watching him leave, she didn't hesitate. She called her agent. "Lisa, I want to audition for that international crew. Arrange it." Lisa was surprised by her sudden decision. For years, her career had stagnated, not for lack of talent, but because she'd stepped back to support Michael. Emma, are you sure? Once you sign, there's no going back. Positive. Once. She thought she'd grasped happiness. But it was all an illusion. Looking at Michael chuckling on the balcony, she went to the study. Recalling the pain, she typed a public apology. Sorry. I fell down the stairs after a gentle push from actress Sophia Parker during filming. I'll work on my stamina. As she sent it, she clutched her stomach. The pain seemed to reverberate through time, growing sharper. Just then, Michael saw the post. He stormed in, yelling, Emma Johnson, what's this? Sophia was so magnanimous. And you post this passive-aggressive crap. What are you implying? You're so vicious. Her silence enraged him. He grabbed the laptop and hurled it at her. It smashed against the wall, and a sharp plastic shard gashed her neck, reopening a poorly healed scar, the one from when she'd blocked a falling steel bar for him on set. That accident had derailed her promising career. It was also when Michael first proposed. Caressing the scar. Emma, no one's ever sacrificed so much for me. I love you. The scar remained, but the man had betrayed her. Unwilling to even look. Overwhelmed by grief, she watched the blood trickle down and burst into tears. Michael finally noticed her pallor and pressed a towel to the wound. Emma, are you okay? I'll take you to the hospital. He dragged her to the car, forcing her into the passenger seat. The moment she sat down, a searing pain shot through her. She managed to reach under the seat and pulled out a bloody thumbtack. Michael's eyes flickered with guilt. Must have been misplaced. It's just a scratch, no need to be mad. Right? She stared at him blankly. You're right. Just a scratch. Compared to the pain of losing their child, Sophia's petty trick was merciful. She laughed bitterly. Drive. Surprised by my calmness, Michael looked taken aback. He smiled and ruffled my hair. See? It's better to be obedient earlier. I flinched away from his hand. He paused, but still started driving cheerfully. As we neared the hospital, Sophia called again, sniffling that the crew was furious about my statement and demanded she resolve it immediately or risk contract termination. Michael panicked. Sophia. I'm coming, wait for me. He swerved to turn around. I stopped him urgently. I need to go to the hospital. Michael glared at me. Red-eyed. Seriously? You only think of yourself. Do you know what grief Sophia has endured for you? Always whining about being sick. You love hospitals so much, get out now. He slammed on the brakes, yanked open my door, and shoved me out. The car peeled away as I crashed to the asphalt. The friction shredded my skin, making me shake with pain. I rolled across the road, bloodied, and hit the curb dizzily. Michael never looked back. Passers-by carried me to the hospital amid gasps. By the time I left the ER, it was the next evening. Winter chilled my numb hands and feet. Shivering, I reached our condo gate, only to find Michael and Sophia standing there. She wore a new necklace. Likely his apology gift. Seeing me, they released each other's hands. Exhausted, I wrapped my coat tighter and tried to walk past. But Sophia blocked me. Emma, are you misunderstanding something? Your statement scared me. Michael and I are just bros, nothing more. She playfully punched his arm. Michael held her wrist. Their flirty demeanor screaming couple in love. Too tired to care. I stepped forward. Suddenly Sophia yelped, ouch. Emma, why'd you step on me? It hurts. She clung to Michael, eyeing me pitifully. He helped her up, glaring. Emma Johnson, are you insane? Your petty tricks are disgusting. Sophia waited for you, apologize now. I sighed wearily. Michael, there are security cameras. High-end condos had excellent surveillance. Sophia instantly stopped whining. Tugging at Michael's arm, "It's nothing. Don't fight with your wife for me, it'd be my fault if you two argue." Michael shot me a look. "Can't you be half as understanding as my bro?" I laughed. "Then let's divorce. Marry your bro. Ignoring his stunned expression, I walked away. He dropped Sophia and blocked me, grabbing my shoulders angrily. "What do you mean?" "Exactly what I said. You're crazy. We promised when we married we'd never." "Wait." "No," he gripped harder, "I just have a girl best friend." "Is that a crime? Can't you be more magnanimous?" "I can't revolve around you 24/7, can't I have friends?" Even now, he clung to that best bro pretense. Before I could respond, Sophia chimed in, "Mike, Emma seems not herself." A chill ran down my spine. Michael snatched Sophia's thermos, still steaming. I tried to leave, but he held me tight. "Wake up. Stop acting like a lunatic." Scalding water splashed over me. I yelped and ducked. My clothes were soaked, but thick bandages from the hospital spared my skin. Still, my hands bubbled painfully. Michael stared at my wounds, suddenly recalling his actions. Guilt washed over him as he reached out. "Emma." I stepped back. "Get lost." Knowing he was in the wrong, he pulled a snickering Sophia away. Dragging myself upstairs, I spiked a fever that night. Michael stayed home 3 days, showering me with gifts. But during recovery, I saw Sophia's new social media post, "My bro is the best." Bought me so much to cheer me up. Even went home to take care of that shrew. I shared the ugliest gifts with him. Misery loves company. I scoffed, tossing all the gifts out. Just then, Michael answered a call, saying he had to attend a premiere. When I asked about female guests, his face fell. "The new show is premiering. I'm promoting it with Sophia. It's just a business event, don't overthink." "Got it," I said. "Can I come?" It was the first request I'd made in days. He looked both happy and torn, but finally nodded. In a gown, I arrived at the event and spotted Sophia center stage. Dazzling. "Michael, you're here." She tottered over in heels, falling into his arms. They lingered in an intimate embrace before Sophia noticed me. "Emma, you came too." I tripped. "Don't misunderstand." I didn't care, her act seemed clownish. "No problem," I nodded. "Good. He's just like a brother to me." Her voice oozed triumph. Inside, I realized how much Michael catered to Sophia. Every canopy matched her tastes. He downed drinks for her when guests approached. Someone joked, "Sophia, is this brotherly love? Michael can't take his eyes off you." "Stop it." She coyly hid behind him. Michael coughed. "Don't tease the poor girl." He glanced at her, and she covered her face bashfully. The crowd laughed, the atmosphere dripping with romance. If this was brotherly love, what was I to him? Just then, a man entered and greeted them. "Hey, bro." "Hey, sis-in-law." The room went awkward. Michael panicked. This public call-out of Sophia as his wife was blatant infidelity. He watched me nervously, but I stayed calm, sipping champagne and smiling. That only confused him more. Someone dragged the boy away to scold him. Learning the real Mrs. Anderson was present. The boy turned pale, but eyeing my unflashy dress. He whispered, "Why doesn't she look like one?" I turned to look at Sophia, adorned with the latest designer jewelry. Compared to me, she certainly looked more like Mrs. Anderson. I remembered once when Michael got drunk. He'd held Sophia and blurted out the truth. He'd never seen her as a brother. In his eyes, she was so beautiful that she deserved every jewel in the world. But me? I was the one he kept around as free labor and a dumping ground. In his heart, I'd always get whatever Sophia didn't want. Just then, My phone vibrated. It was a message from Lisa. Top actor Michael Anderson publicly confesses love for actress Sophia Parker. Denies relationship with Emma Johnson. Claims Emma is mentally unstable and needs treatment. I held the phone up to Michael. His face went pale. And he tried to grab my hand urgently. Emma. This is just a PR stunt for the new show. Sophia nodded beside him. Emma. You posted that misleading statement. We had no choice. Don't overthink, there's nothing between Michael and me. But the interview photo showed their hands clasped tightly. It was dazzling. Worse. Michael had humiliated his wife in public for a friend. Was I the obstacle to their love? My heart ached sharply. Our marriage had never been acknowledged or made public. He'd always said career came first. But now, at the peak of his fame, he'd broken his single image for Sophia. I closed my eyes. Took my bag. Excuse me. Michael chased after me, babbling that it was all just work. Okay, I replied calmly. His prepared excuses died in his throat. He stood there, stunned by now. He knew I truly didn't care anymore. That night, Michael came home early for the first time. Lying in bed, he hugged me from behind, feigning affection. Emma, a lot has happened. But believe me, I love you. Let's have a baby after the new show airs. I clenched my fists. Once, I'd ached for a child, for a happy family with him. But he'd always made excuses. Now that our baby was gone, he brought it up. If he'd cared even a little, he'd have noticed my changes. Guessed why I'd been hospitalized. Michael, you don't deserve a child. You sure as hell don't deserve one from me. I pushed his hand away and went to the guest room. He stood in the dark for a long time. To my surprise, Michael actually canceled all shoots to stay with me. Once, I'd have been thrilled. He pulled out a travel itinerary. Remember you wanted to go abroad? I got us tickets, leave tomorrow. When we first started dating, I'd dreamed of romantic getaways. But every time I mentioned it, Michael called me naive. 6 months ago, when my best friend invited me on a group trip, he forced me to cancel, yelling, Emma, don't you know this is a critical time? Instead of taking care of me, you want to party? Do you even care about this family? I'm a public figure. If people see you vacationing abroad, they'll call you unpatriotic. Use your brain, stop being stupid. I knew the real reason. Sophia had complained that I lived luxuriously under Michael's fame, while she, an actress too, struggled. Michael pitied her. So for bro code, he made me suffer needlessly. I've arranged everything, accommodation, itineraries, he rambled. I checked. The weather's perfect. Cancel it, I said flatly. What? I looked at him coldly. You're a public figure. You know the impact of sneaking abroad. Don't cause trouble for yourself. Besides, traveling with you stresses me out. I threw his own words back at him. Michael stood frozen. Finally, he dropped his arms and left. The next morning, he was gone. I packed up every trace of Michael from the past years. Deleted my accounts. Changed my number. Finally, I called Lisa, booked a flight, and laid out the divorce papers. Copies of Michael and Sophia's intimate photos. And my injury records. After signing, I left the city with my suitcase. While I flew to America, Michael didn't think of me once. He drank and partied with Sophia. 3 nights later, he woke up hungover to find Sophia, his so-called bro, lying beside him in a sheer nightgown. As she cuddled up, purring, Michael, you bad boy, you took advantage when I was drunk. You have to take responsibility. He suddenly saw my disappointed eyes. He jerked away. I need to go home. Emma's waiting. Sophia pouted. We just crossed the line. And you're leaving? Emma's an adult. Call her if you're worried. She pressed herself against him, flirting shamelessly. Michael hesitated, then gave in to desire. He dialed my number, only to find he was blocked. Shock hit him. I'd always revolved around him, blocking him was unthinkable. He checked my social media, my accounts were gone. Panic set in. Realizing I'd truly let go, he grabbed his clothes. Wait! You said you'd stay with me today. Sophia clung to him, trying to seduce him. But Michael shoved her off. Something's wrong with Emma, why else would she do this? Falling to the floor, Sophia stared in disbelief. You're choosing her over me? What does she mean to you? Michael didn't answer, slamming the door behind him. Rushing home, he found an empty apartment. I'd cleared out every trace of myself, leaving no memory behind. Michael frantically searched every room, but couldn't find a single photo of us. Collapsing to the floor, he clutched his phone, murmuring, Emma, why did you leave? His gaze wandered until it landed on a folder on the living room table. Scrambling to the couch, he tore it open. The contents drained his face of all color. Dozens of photos of Michael and Sophia in intimate embraces spilled across the table, each one proof of his infidelity. I'd printed hundreds. His hands trembled. He couldn't fathom how I'd felt seeing these. Then he found the miscarriage surgery form with my signature. The date jolted his memory, and shame overwhelmed him. He slapped himself hard. That day, he claimed Sophia was traumatized by me and stayed with her all night. My countless calls had earned only impatient mockery. While I lay trembling in despair, he dined romantically with Sophia. When he'd casually discussed having a child, I'd already lost ours, a victim of his failed marriage. Emma, I was wrong. He sobbed, clutching the form. For the first time, he truly saw his years of mistakes. Just then, a knock sounded. Mr. Anderson, package for you. He opened the door to a letter. Recognizing my handwriting, he tore it open wildly. Taking a shaky breath, he read, Michael, I'm letting go of this marriage. I thought we'd be happy, but it was all an illusion. I loved you from youth, but your heart belonged to Sophia. When you devoted yourself to her, I even wanted to bless your love until she rejected you for not being famous enough. The night you cried and drank yourself senseless, I stayed by your side, aching for you. I vowed to protect you, to care for you whether you chose me or not. When Sophia hooked up with a movie investor, you got drunk and asked if you weren't worthy of love. I held you tight and said I'd always love you. When you promised to forget Sophia and build a life with me, I believed we'd be happy forever. But it was a dream. Your actions proved I'd never measure up to her. She'll always be first. I'm tired, Michael. I want to end this and let her have you. Goodbye forever. No. Don't go. Michael roared, blood draining from his body. Ice-cold dread gripped him, his heart throbbing with pain. My words were a blade, slashing him open. Staring at my familiar handwriting, he couldn't imagine the heartache with which I'd written each stroke. Overwhelmed by remorse, his eyes bloodshot, he slammed his head against the table. Emma, I know I was wrong. Forgive me, don't leave. He collapsed exhausted. The door opened. Michael scrambled up, hopeful, then saw Sophia. Rage consumed him. Michael, what happened? Did that bitch Emma hit you? She reached for his bloody forehead, but he backhanded her across the face. Falling to the floor, Sophia gaped, then shrieked, How dare you hit me? You said I was the most important person in your life, you'd never hurt me. Another slap landed. He threw the photos in her face. Slut. Who told you to add my wife on social media and send her those pictures? You thought I'd give up Emma for you? You were just a toy to me, entertainment. You think I didn't know your game? claiming to be my bro once I became a star, just to leech off my resources. Sophia flushed, laughing bitterly. Innocent? You coddled me non-stop, no wonder Emma gave up. This is all you're doing. Michael couldn't argue. He knew our end was from his repeated cruelty. Of course I'd left, but how could I let go so completely? His jaw clenched in defiance. Abroad. I threw myself into learning and filming. Free from the toxicity. My mental state improved. And my work soared. The director was impressed, shooting numerous scenes and even tailoring a film for me. One day on set, I spotted Michael. 3 months had turned the once dashing man into a gaunt, bearded vagabond. Though surprised he'd found me, I barely glanced at him before turning to chat with co-stars. For 3 days, he stood silently outside the studio. His Asian features stood out, prompting whispers about our relationship. Annoyed, I led him to my RV. Michael, what do you want? He grabbed my arm, falling to his knees. Emma, you talked to me. Are you forgiving me? I realize how awful I was. I've been reflecting. I can't live without you. I love you. If we divorce, I'll die. Please, give me one more chance. I'll cut off Sophia for good. No one will bother us again.